Powered by Riverside FM.
All right, welcome everybody to Choey and Jandler's The Fun Time Super Terrific Happy Hour. Welcome, Choey.
Welcome, Jandler.
And welcome to
Jandler.
White Gandalf, as he calls himself.
Let's get that right. Let's get that right.
Not liking this soundboard's not listening to me. I'll be having to do some editing.
Here we go.
Did y'all hear that, Pop?
There we go.
I don't know. I'm not hearing anything. That's all I know. All right. Hey, Choey, real quick. I want to show you this. Y'all can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Here's this. Let's see if this plays right now. Maybe you'll hear it and I won't. But there's a little translation I did for Espanol.
Oh, okay.
I thought you might want to hear it because it used our voices to speak Spanish.
Patrocinado por Riverside.
Bien, bienvenidos a todos a la hora feliz honorífica de Choey y Chandler. Choey, te damos la bienvenida.
Te doy la bienvenida, Chandler.
Y demos una cálida bienvenida a Sergi Ray. ¿Dónde están esos
Wow.
aplausos que vienen? Sergi,
What'd you think, Choey?
It's funny,
Yeah.
but it's not funny. Because if that program can make me sound like that in Spanish, make me sound like
Yeah,
that.
you're like, now you're scared.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was fun. Like they had voices, or you could use the original audio, and I was like, it made you and me speak Spanish like we know what we're talking about. I was like, and they had different Spanish versions. I don't know, like different dialects, I guess you'd say, like that was just the European Spanish.
Yeah.
There was one time I did it. The first time I did it with Puerto Rico, and then I go back and log on there, and all of a sudden Puerto Rico's not an option anymore, and I'm like, what gives? I was just doing it with Puerto Rico, but I haven't been able. I can't download it without spending $60, and I was like, it's not worth it. Not worth it for that little 5-second worth of fun.
Yeah.
But, all right, so I'm gonna hit this
I'm hearing
sound
a lot of
effect.
Echoes.
Is it me?
No, I'm hearing like me, you. I'm hearing like me, you.
I'm hearing echoes too. People just have to bear with us. Apologies, and I'll have to. I'll probably have to play around with a lot of stuff too. But hopefully this sound works right here. We're gonna move real quick to the holidays.
Here are today's effing holidays.
All right, so real quick, moving on to the holidays for March 21st. Oh, I gotta move to the right thing. I was updating our some of our cheers because we have 2 new countries. They're gents.
Nice.
Yeah. Hungary and New Caledonia, and Gandalf had to remind me where New Caledonia is. I knew I'd heard it. You want to tell people where it is? While I'm getting to the right slide there.
It's an island off the coast of Australia. Yeah.
Tell it. If we get New Zealand, then we can claim the Oceania region. They're like, it's ours. All right, so here's the holidays for March 21st. First off, it's Memory Day. So grab a notebook and throw it out the window. Today's challenge, remembering without a reminder. Imagine that, right? Stop setting reminders for yourself. You have to remember it today, right? Slytherin Pride Day. Potterheads out there, it's time to slither into the light as we mark Slytherin Pride Day in style. Harry Potter fan there, Choey?
I like the movies. I'm not super into it, but they're not bad movies. I was a little upset that they killed some of the people off in the movie. I was like, that's not fun. But I guess you got to grow up at some point, right?
The diehards would be offended you didn't say anything about the books. You're like movies. You're like, what's a book?
I'm not gonna go read all that stuff. Like the Harry Potter stuff came out, and like the books and stuff came out when we were already older. So, like from what I understand, like that lady's a genius as far as like building the books to kind of go with the generation. But if you're not in that generation, I'm not gonna go back and read a children's book just for the heck of it.
I would call them children's as much as a young adult book, but I hear where you're coming from. Today is also National Countdown Day. On National Countdown Day, count the seconds, minutes, or hours until something special happens. I hadn't read that before, and I thought they were going to say, like, count the seconds, minutes, and hours until you die. I thought they were going to be, like, very morose about it, and I was like, this is not nice.
Wow.
And then the last one made me think of you, Choey, because you keep saying we're going to Bill and Ted the world.
Like, yeah.
It's International Race Relations Day. Just listen to the podcast. We'd like to say hi to a lot of people. This International Race Relations Day, let's foster a global culture of equality and tolerance. So, was thinking of you. Like I said, Choey always likes to point out how good we're doing. By the way, did you hear the "Where in the World Is Carmen San Diego" song, Choey?
But I listened to it. I was like, yes, I agreed with the title of the email. I agree with
Uh-huh.
that wholeheartedly. Too
Oh,
much
that I had too
time.
much time.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh,
that's a catchy song, though, isn't it?
it actually is. It was.
It is.
I was just like, yeah, but you have too much time, man. What's wrong with you?
We're gonna have a where in the world is Carmen San Diego game. I don't know when, but Hooks and I called her Jessica Rabbit when she guest called a couple years ago. They're gonna come on. It'll be them two and you, and I'll be reading the questions. I'm trying to figure out exactly how I'm gonna do the game, but I don't know. We're thinking around Mayish, you know, some contestants there. So yeah, I like to make AI music. You just know me.
You
You know me too
you
well.
said we're in 22 countries now?
Yeah, we got New
So
Caledonia and Hungary.
so I just looked it up. That's like 11% of the world listens to us right now.
Whoa. Hey,
11%.
oops, that's not it. This is where I want to go.
11% of the countries, I guess. Like not 11% of the population. That'd be really cool if it was
But-
11% of the population.
But like
though.
11% of the world is what you're saying, right? Well, I guess 11% of the countries in the world. Yeah.
There you go, countries.
All right, you guys can see this, right, gents?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. This is how you say cheers in Hungary, and I'm like, I don't know how to do that. So let's see if we can hear the lady tell us.
Cheers in Hungarian is egészségedre.
Did you get that?
What?
Yeah, sure. Let's go.
Eggy Indra, I guess. I hope I said it right.
Like what was it? Office Space. Egg is not gonna be saying that anymore.
Oh.
Is that going to make it into the song?
Yeah. If I figure eventually, speaking of songs, I mean, it's cool to get new countries, but we're not going to do a new Cheers song until the summertime because I love editing it, but I hate doing it and then getting another country like a week later, and they're like, "Oh, now I got to redo it." You know, it's not like it just. I wish I could just put a word in there and be like regenerate, but it doesn't work. At least I haven't figured out how to do that. You know. So, and we'll share the 2025 one here.
Just
All right.
splice one of us in there, like edit it, our voice, like just like drop it in, like so it's a cut,
Like-
and then it just the music stops, and we're like, "It gets scared or whatever it was."
Like when we did that digital short where 2024 like that,
Yes.
you know, we were just we're not being lazy. All right, so let's roll over. We're gonna move on to the headlines. Although the weather is nice, you know, it's that springtime out there, right? I didn't look at the WTF app, so I apologize. But go on to the headlines.
It's time for this week's edition of Choey and Jandler's headlines. Yay! Hooray!
Although it's number 2 on my headlines, but I'm gonna start with it. See if you guys can guess what would happen or predict what the outcome is when you tell students, "Hey, don't run through the leaves." What do you think's gonna happen?
I'm gonna defer to White Gandalf on this one first because
They're going to run through the leaves.
Like immediately,
What's in the leaves?
and then they're like kicking it inside the building when we're walking. And I'm like, "Pick up your feet, pick up your feet," and they're just like,
Nope.
I mean I'll finish.
leaves constantly in the.
I can't judge. Remember junior year, I'm jumping in leaf bags.
Yeah, but did the teacher say, "Hey, don't jump on a leaf bag"?
I don't think you should have to.
See?
I think it's like a default. You don't think you have to tell it to like a 16 or 17-year-old. Like, don't
I just think-
WWE elbow drop bag of leaves.
Yeah. Didn't you say they were kind of wet when you did
It
it?
blew up in my face. Like it was
Yeah,
a
but
cool like.
Ooh.
But
So I
but
like
thought you
power bomb like Matt Hardy like went like that and just like chest bot like slammed it and it popped and blew in my face like
Ooh.
Well, I thought it
Yeah.
was semi-wet, like somebody or some animal
were.
could have peed on it.
they
You know,
were.
you're like, "Ooh."
I'm gonna hope it was dew. I don't know if it was or not, but
Like in do,
Squirrels.
by the way, boys and girls, ladies and gents, he's talking DEW, not doo-doo.
oh yeah.
He's like,
Could have
he's
been either
like
one.
dew from the cold, hot air combination, you know?
Yeah, because it was like earlier morning. It was like 9:30, so it could have still
Yeah.
maybe been.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
Like I got pink eye afterwards. I'm not sure why though.
You're like, I'm confused. I'm confounded by it, you know?
Wet leaves. Yeah.
Hey, I will tell you this, as a teacher of a younger grade, the best part of teaching little kids, they're like mini elves, like MINI, like mini little elves. Hey, go do this work for me. Go take this here. Go throw this away. It's just like I'm waiting for one of them to be like, you get up and do it. You know, they're all pretty like cool about it.
Why don't you get your butt up, Mr. Bing, and you do some work around here?
Hey, would you pick this up? Would you go do this? Would you go to that?
Be
Like,
like,
okay.
You're the only one of us that's getting paid.
Yeah. Kids will come in, they'll be like, every now and then some of them will be like, you got anything I can do? I'm like, sure.
What?
You know? Yeah, they do. It's crazy. I don't know what they do at home there, Gandalf, but at school they're like, what do you need help with?
Same.
I have to tell them like sometimes I don't like letting them touch the stapler because I'm like, if you break it, then I'm gonna get frustrated, right? Not mad, but I'll be like, oh, we're not gonna get a new stapler. But if I break it, I won't be as mad. I'll be like, well, man, what did I do wrong? You know? But
Yeah.
Again, you talk about shouldn't have to tell kids not to run through leaves. I don't think kids should destroy staplers, but sometimes they do because they don't know how to staple correctly, and it's annoying.
Or they're trying to staple something that can't be stapled.
Well, that too, you know. They're trying to staple the wall. Why is it not working? That's
Dude.
just some of the.
When I was a third grader, and I don't know why, like I thought this. But you know how like the staplers that open up and so you can like staple flat on a wall?
Yeah.
I thought for some reason like they wouldn't work like that. Like I'd never seen it happen. So I was like, it doesn't work like that. It has to be closed. And so to show my friend that it didn't work, I put the staple right next to my finger and I stapled my two fingers together. Oh my God.
It worked.
And like it did, and then I had to go over there and like tell my teacher. I was like, "Oh my God, like help!" And, like I'm crying, and she's like, "Why would you do that?" And I'm like, "Because it's not supposed to do that." And she's like, "Who told you it wasn't supposed to do that?" I was like, "I just didn't think it did."
Why are you an idiot? I don't know.
She probably was like, "How are you in the smart kid class?" Like, what? Check out what one of my honors kids did. He stapled his fingers together.
You say
purposely.
If they label you GT now, he thinks outside the box.
Mm.
You know? He
You
learned
know,
a lesson.
In fourth grade, I did get moved out of GT for a little bit, so yeah, I mean, that's probably why.
Because he's book smart.
Yeah, he didn't know what to do on the streets. All right, hey Choey, we're gonna put on your principal's hat here. We're gonna ask a principal. It's time
Nice.
to analyze a dream. Okay.
Well, this is like, am I really doing this, or is this like last time when I analyzed it?
Well, however you want to do it. I'm just gonna ask you. I'm gonna remind you, it's a family show. Keep it clean, right? But luckily, no one's gonna see your facial reactions because I know you're gonna roll your eyes at this dream. Like I've told you before, and I even told Gandalf some of these dreams, and I know people have to be thinking I'm crazy. I don't know why this stuff happens in my head, but all right. So here it is, sir. In the dream, I was in the WWE, right? Current WWE wrestling. Well, I was part of the wrestling group, right? And it was supposed to be like this big 6-man match, me and 5 of the superstars, right?
Yeah.
And we're doing like those promos, and some people are jumping off these high, like 30-foot high mats, right? Just jumping off and they're like, and you don't see where they're landing, but obviously they're landing on something that's safe for them, right? But it's the whole point of them jumping up. And then for some stupid reason in the dream, right? It's like I'm tired because I'm fast asleep. And I decide to take a nap. And I thought it'd be nice to get some peace and quiet. So I climbed up the 30-foot mat, which is like this huge cube, right? I'm on top of the mat. And as soon as I get to the top of the mat, I get scared of heights, right? And so I'm balled up in like this little ball, right? And then my cat joins me because she was next to me in real life, I guess. But I'm up there, scared, witless, And I'm like, how am I going to get down? And how am I going to get down with my cat? And then during this time, one of the wrestlers climbs up there and he's doing his promo, jumps off the big thing. And then when he's done, he ends up picking me up and carrying me like baby style. Me and the cat. And then it was just crazy. So what are your thoughts, Dr. Cho?
I feel like essentially what it represents is the fact that there's a lot of hurdles that I feel like you're moving towards in your life, and you're being a little you're afraid to ultimately take that leap, and you're not sure whether you're going to be successful or not. and so you need that support from outside people, whether it be your emotional support animal or your friends, in order to ultimately help you achieve those goals and like find the safest path for you to reach your foundation of which you're going to be successful.
So yeah, that's another idea that we have. I think we have here for the show. Is remember when they used to have what was that doctor they used to write in the columns?
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about? Like the lady doctor.
Oh, like was it Dear Abby?
Yeah, well, something like that. But I think
Dr.
there was
Who?
another one. Maybe it was both. But like, I feel like we should be like Dr. Cho. Analyze the stream online or whatever, you know?
We're gonna
But
roll
no.
with like almost like a Dr. Phil, right? Instead of
Yeah.
I just need to practice that voice. Well,
Do you ever
Oh, Miss
like?
Cleo.
I don't know how your guys' dreams are, but like sometimes they get vivid. Like I literally, like, and Gandalf knows because we were both in Navy together, and
Hmm.
we would call it going aloft or going high up, and we had safety harnesses and stuff. I was really nervous doing that when I first got on the ship, but I got used to it. Right? I mean, I don't love heights now, but I got used to it then. But in the dream, I'm like, dude, my palms are sweating. Like I didn't want to look over the side, you know? It's just like, it was nerve wracking. But yeah, you might be right. I thought I could face the fear, and then I'm like, nope, too soon. Come,
I was gonna
let me
make it.
tap out.
I was gonna make the cat being part of it, and that you were being somewhat of a cat
Yeah,
about
but
things. But then
but
I was
the
like, it is a kids. It's a
the non-kids show. Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
Be like once
Yeah.
it hits 9 o'clock, then we put that word in.
exactly. It's like I knew exactly where you were going there.
I'm telling you,
Oh.
that's like my ultimate like check box number one. We make it big. I want Choey and Jandler after dark. Like we're gonna have normal
Joey
episodes,
just,
and then we have
Dude.
like the nighttime, like how they have Nick at night. We have like Choey and Jandler at night. That's what I want.
There you go.
But see, we don't even need to do that, sir, because in September we're gonna start having Bing TV, and we can do a little bit of. Well, it's gonna be. Well, I was thinking we call it PG 12 and a half. Like I don't know, like it's not gonna be PG 13, you know. But it's like
12
it's
and a
gonna
half.
we're gonna skirt that issue, you know. But we can do skits.
We're doing
Sketches
like almost
like
like
that.
Family Guy, where they have a lot of like innuendos.
Yeah. By the way, speaking of that, although I'm kind of letting it out of the bag here because I was trying to keep it a secret, but I was thinking, Choey, there's not going to be much that I can feel that Mama Bing. I think half the shows I'm going to be like, I don't know if I want you to watch this, Mom. You might think I'm crazy. You know? But
Well, I guess I'm good that I don't have that problem. My parents don't listen to this stuff.
yeah,
There you
but
go.
I think you're right though. When I was there like last week, your dad would hear it and be like, "What's wrong with you guys? I knew it. I knew you guys were high.
Stoners.
I knew it." All right, hey, we're gonna run to the break real quick, and then I just realized I hadn't set up this song, so I'm gonna try and do that real quick.
We say gun bay, cheers mate, and cheers mate again, or simply cheers. Sometimes it's short towels and tea, other times it's cheers. Are you effing hoser? You effing hoser. We also say sol day, salute, salutio to gay, skull. Let's all say Nastarovi in the Russian way. In Vietnam we shout out yo walugi wawa, make South Africa glow. In Portugal it's a solid soda, and Bud Mo, Ukraine's here to stay. For Jamaica, it's a loud yaman. No matter the place, we drink till dawn. That's how Choey and Jandler cheers around the world.
What do you think there, Gandalf? I know you're not a big country fan.
That's a little different. I kind of like the other one. That's
Well,
was that country? That's like a reggae country.
It's like a country,
yeah, it's kind of a
rock,
mix-up.
hip hop thing, man. You know, it's a fusion.
That's
fusion.
for sure. Yeah, fusion. There you go.
I'm like, it's the thing I was thinking started with an FU version of like word.
You know what is this? Let's just throw Jandler under the bus day.
No, I'm just saying. I was like, it's kind of because it started off almost like reggae-ish, and then it sounded like it was like a white dude rolls in there to try to do like country reggae,
Yeah, I wish I don't want to look at it right now, but when I first did that song, I sent it to Choey, and Choey it's somewhere along the lines. It's like the first 20 seconds or something, like and then it picks up, and he's like, dude, because I stopped it before the minute part, but then he's like, dude, once it hits the minute part, he's like, he loved it once it hit that part. But that's where like it's just right now I want to go through all the countries, and we had some lines, just giving shout outs to everyone, the countries that listen to us. But
Mhm.
all right. Here is one of my favorite times of the episodes. It's Morgan Freeman time.
Hi there. I'm here to help Choey and Jandler to read an advertisement for BuyBlacket.com. Please shop BuyBlacket.com. Are you looking for unique gifts at unbeatable prices? Then look no further. BuyBlacket.com has quality merchandise for everyone on your list, from gifts for cat and dog lovers to American fans, beer enthusiasts, and even Jesus lovers. As for teachers, we didn't forget about you. Please don't miss our funny attire to brighten up your classroom. So bring a smile to your loved ones' faces and shop BuyBlacket.com today. Tell them Choey and Jandler sent you.
I forgot to point this out, Choey. Gandalf lives in Hawaii, and he is our biggest Hawaii supporter.
Sweet. White Gandalf.
Eh?
White Gandalf.
Is it Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
we.
yeah.
I mean, we called him Gandalf the White. He called himself White Gandalf.
See, make one mistake and I live with this forever.
Yeah. Put
But
it
I've
out
listened to
there.
I've listened to every episode you guys have ever done.
Yeah.
It makes it. I think it makes it more funny and more authentic though, like us version of the show to have it be White Gandalf instead.
That's true.
Yeah.
But no,
That'd be
Gandalf
politically
listens
incorrect.
to it all, and like
Exactly.
it's funny. He doesn't listen to the reruns as much because he's always like, "Well, I heard that," but it's
Yeah.
I can't remember some of the specifics, but we've done episodes before, Choey, and then I'll talk to Gandalf, and he'll be like, "Hey, you were right about that," and I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And he'll start saying, "I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, it's like sometimes when Choey's like, hey, remember that thing you texted? It was pretty cool," and I'm like, "What thing did I?" Like, I texted a lot,
I know. Maybe you should stop texting 1,000 things all the time.
I got ideas, man. Who's my sounding board?
I know,
It's like,
but you're just like a bing, bing, bing. Like if I had to the watch actually make sounds, people would be like, "Are you okay? Are you having like a heart attack, man?" Like that thing's going off like crazy.
What's my last name?
Good call.
Yeah, there you go. But no, so I'll run stuff by Gandalf, but there's things I like to keep secret. You know what? Like
Yeah.
we talk about, we want to keep the laughs authentic.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't want him to know everything. So then I was like,
Well,
well, I gotta text Choey, or my boy in Chicago. I still need to call him. I haven't called him in a while. See how he's doing. But all right. So Gandalf is familiar. We are in the Elite Eight, sir, or sirs. I'm sorry. Of Smarch Madness.
Step right up for the crazy game. Smarch Madness is the name. Brackets twist and winners shout. Let's see what it's all about. The Smarch Madness can't be beat. Feel the rhythm, feel the heat. Bracket showdown, wild and fun. See who'll be the number one.
So 8 songs or 8 matchups here to go. It will be Perfect Strangers versus Cheers, Alf versus Fresh Prince, Family Matters versus Friends, Family Ties versus Saved by the Bell, and I know that Chosa's already kind of made his predictions. Let's see here. Sorry, I had this kind of ready to go and then I didn't.
You're fired.
I know, right? It's just taking its time. Right. One of the things that I just kind of forgot, when I came home. All right, so we're gonna have Perfect Strangers right against Cheers, Fresh Prince, Alf, Friends, Family Matters, Saved by the Bell, Growing Pains.
Family Ties.
Oh, did I say Family Matters? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But we got Family Ties and Family Matters. That's I got thrown off.
I feel like we won't have that same kind of thing going here in a little bit. One of them families is going down for sure.
It's messed up, man.
I'm just saying.
That's not what I put on there. All right. You didn't do
Gotta
that
keep it
again.
real.
Let's try this. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're probably right. Although we're gonna see.
You know what would be cool? Like, I mean, obviously it's like an idea that we'll have to go on later. But if you do like a Bing TV episode, where like it's an actual episode, and we can like put stuff on.
Yeah,
If we do like some sort of like Smarch Madness type something like that with like anything else, to do like the
Yeah.
logos kind of like Lee Corso does, where he like puts on the helmet of like the mascot. You're
yeah,
like,
Yeah.
oh, you're like, who do you predict? Oh, and then he like throws on like Jennifer Aniston's head or something like that.
possibly.
Perfect.
And while we're still rolling on, waiting for that stuff,
Oh,
I
it's
saw
up now,
something
but-
on, I think it was Threads or Instagram. I don't remember which one it was. And it was like crazy, like the way that they, because I know I texted you about it before, but I don't know if we've actually talked about it on any episodes where I thought it'd be cool to like throw out like those crazy idea connections, like where you're like crossing over like different shows or movies with like the same actor, but they play like a different character. Like, you know, it was crazy. Like Fresh Prince, like for instance, like Fresh Prince grows up, and then he goes off to join like the military, and he defeats the aliens on Independence Day, and like it was crazy how he like, incorporate like some weird crossover where it doesn't make. And they were talking about the dude, I think his name is Reginald Johnson. I think is the actor that plays the dad, like Carl Winslow.
Yeah.
And they were talking about how he was like, yeah, I saw this crazy like fan like theory thing where he talks about, and it showed me like he's the cop that escorts the Ghostbusters to like their first big bust.
Yeah.
Once they got all 4 Ghostbusters, and then they were like, and he's so traumatized by it that he moves to L.A.
Yeah, for the
Die
Hard.
For the John McClane thing, and then like he's talking about all this stuff, and he like ends up. It was talking about like the stuff that happens to him is so traumatic that he ends up going and becoming like a mental patient, and basically he imagines himself in the world where like he pictures himself as Carl Winslow, but because I guess there was like the guy in Die Hard, like I guess he'd accidentally killed somebody or something like that is what the story was.
Yeah.
And so Steve Urkel is like the manifestation that comes back to like haunt him in his dream, in his make-believe world of the 13-year-old.
That was the kid that he shot?
Yeah, and I was just like, dude, that's a good one. I like that. Like how they just throw it all together, and I was like, that's the kind of crazy mashup I like, though.
You talk about having too much time there, right? So I know Choey and Gandalf, and I remember, but just in case listeners, we're down to 8 matchups. We're gonna play a little bit of the song, and we're just trying to. It's me segueing.
Bring it back around.
Yeah, we're trying to see who's gonna advance. All right. So first matchup: Perfect Strangers versus Cheers.
Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came. You wanna be where you can see our troubles are all the same. You wanna be where everybody knows your name.
Let our guests go first. Not Choey. What do you think, Gandalf? Who are you voting for?
I'm gonna go with Cheers. I think it's more of an upbeat song.
Joseph?
I don't. I mean, this is a hard one, honestly. Like they're both good songs.
It is hard. It is very hard. And I do like both.
I like them both. I kind of want to be like, let's just move the brackets around and put this one of them with Alf, so we can just kill Alf off.
You're like,
I'll go Cheers too.
Yeah, see,
I'll go Cheers.
I love both of them, but it's Choey and Jandler where we promote drinking. It's like, you gotta vote for Cheers, right?
Like we promote drink. This is new to me. I didn't know this.
You're like, since when have we ever drank, right?
I'm like, when did that happen?
You're like,
Never.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I love the Perfect Strangers song though. Like it's just a good song.
It is a perfect song, right? No, it's a good song. It is a great song.
I always loved Balky too. Balky was like my favorite.
You know, you ever go back and watch like
Cousin Balky?
Like that? well,
Yep.
not just that, but like you go back and watch like something that like a movie or a
I
TV
thought that
show
like for the longest
we
time
grew
I
up
thought that was like
watching.
how that guy actually talked too. I
Yeah,
didn't
but,
realize
like-
like he had a normal
real, yeah.
voice.
And he was funny in the Beverly Hills Cop movie with like with Serge or whatever he called himself.
Oh, he was Serge, right? Serge.
Yeah.
Serge.
Yeah. But no, like you go back and watch something and when you're younger and you watch it when you get older and you're like, was it just as funny? But no, I liked how like they got along, him and cousin Larry. But all right, Fresh Prince versus
Yeah.
Alf, and clearly we know who Choey's voting for. We didn't hear the song yet. Can you hear me?
We didn't
Kind of.
hear you. We didn't hear you for a second.
Oh.
You were kind of like look like you were like just chilling. I was like,
There's
maybe
a-
he is frozen.
Choey thought I was dead. He's like, all right, whatever. No. Wait.
Alf killed me.
Again, you know what? One of these days you're gonna be, and I'm gonna be like doing your eulogy at your funeral, and I'll be like, he's in the box, and you really are dead.
And I'm gonna sit up. I'm gonna have myself like some remote control.
You know what? That'd be the best prank of
Springs
like
on.
that would be like the
You're like-
best prank of like ever,
Sure.
all time. Like go to
What if
heaven,
I-
and God's like that was the best I've ever seen.
What if I did that and you
You're just
you
like,
died
oh,
from a
not
heart
dead for
you
real.
died from a heart attack at my funeral, you know? Because I
I
jump
would
up.
haunt you
Oh my
forever.
God.
Gotcha.
I would
Anyway,
haunt you
though,
forever.
we digress.
After I scream like a girl and poop myself.
Freaking it a dice in the mirror. If anything, I could say that this cat was rare, but I thought, man, forget it. Yo, home's the Bel Air.
Gandalf, Fresh Prince or Alf, sir?
Definitely Fresh Prince on this one.
Yeah, freshman. I mean, Al's kind of cool, but it's like a cool intro song for me, honestly. If you, it makes me feel like we should be watching like remember that movie Explorers?
No, I think so. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fresh Prince is going to move on, but I would vote for
Uh-oh.
Alf. I'm more of an
Like
80s
Jandler
person.
Frozen.
Oh, man. I keep doing this
Yeah.
again.
No,
You guys are-
Jandler's Frozen.
I have to
Come
do a
back.
whole lot of recording. Can y'all hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
a whole lot of editing. I don't know what's going on. Fresh
Alf
Prince is
fuck your
winning.
cat.
Fresh Prince is winning, but I'm just gonna say like I would vote
Yes.
for Alf just because. Oh no, I was about to call
Oh.
Alf. Just because I was an '80s. I love '80s stuff. You know,
But he wants to eat your cat.
he's not gonna catch her. He's not gonna catch her. She's too smart. Just like the real
Oh, you're
whatever that
frozen
cat.
again.
I think their cat was Lucky in the show. It sucks. All right, but we're halfway there. You ready for the next matchup?
Do it.
Yay, yay, nay. All right, we got Family Matters. I said it correctly. Versus Friends. All right, toughie here, right? Friends
Mhm.
first. And here's Family Matters.
We're gonna fill our house with happiness. But we'll smother the blues with tenderness.
Gandalf, you're up first. What do you think, Gandalf?
It's gonna be Friends.
Friends, Choey?
Yep.
Friends.
Friends. It's a clean sweep. I will say though, that song's a lot better than I remember. You know what I mean? That's
Family
another one of
Matters song?
those.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Family Matters is another one of those. It's a lot catchier than I recall. You know what I mean? I'm like,
Yeah. Dude, like,
It's like, not a bad
I don't know
song.
why. Like, I remember being like a kid and having like a crush on the aunt from that show.
Oh yeah, she was pretty cool.
Mm.
Yeah, she was pretty cool. Like I say, the
Dude.
grandma.
Dude, I didn't know. Like, I don't like this is months ago. I don't know why I was just reading like random crap articles. Remember the girl that liked Urkel's character? Like Urkel?
Yeah, she's big
She
now.
She passed away
Yeah.
from like cancer or something like years ago.
Oh,
Oh.
but
Wasn't her
oh,
last name like White? Something White?
No, not
Yeah.
Urkel, but like the girl,
The
like
girl.
Her
it
name
might have been.
it was
Oh,
Myra in the show, but she ended up, I thought I saw her in some movies later on. I didn't know she passed away though. That stinks.
She passed away like a few years ago or something like that, like from
yeah,
some disease. I was just like, dang, like not like I was. It wasn't like I was
yeah.
heartbroken because it's not like I knew her, but I was like, hey, that kind of sucks.
I
She
Mm.
thought
might
you were
have
gonna
been. She,
talk up I thought you were gonna bring up how Family Matters in season 1 used to have 3 daughters. There was like this little girl that all of a sudden in season 2 she just didn't exist.
yeah,
They,
no,
they didn't they like wrote her off the show, but they didn't
and there
even
was
bring
no
it up.
explanation either.
Yeah, it's just like, hey, that girl's not here anymore, and you're just like, what? I think it was like their middle child or something. But I was just like, it's weird when
Moved
shows do
out.
that because you're like, that's your time, especially back then, to teach people about death. Oh, she died. Let's laugh.
There's a lot of
Let's laugh
crap
it
like
off.
from when we were younger, like that. Like when you read about stuff about they made this switch and like this happened, that happened. Like when
Yeah,
I was a kid, I loved the A Team. Like it was one of my favorite shows ever as a kid.
Yeah.
yeah,
And I didn't know because I was like, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, however old I was whenever they were out, actually going on. The first ever episode they had, the dude that played the face man guy,
yeah. It was a
Yeah.
different guy.
was a different dude. And then
Yeah,
like they just cut him out and replaced him. And I'm like, God, man, that's gotta suck. Like they're like, sorry, man,
Yeah.
we have you for the first episode, and we're just gonna switch somebody out, and we don't
That's
even
pro-
care about you that much because we're not gonna explain like, hey, some sort of backstory as to what happened.
you're
Just
like,
Nah.
they're like, maybe they won't notice. Maybe
I
they
mean,
won't realize
I was
you're.
like 6. I didn't pay. It wasn't until like I got older like I read an article about it, and I was like, "What?" And I have like the first season on DVD for some reason, so I went back
Yeah,
and watched it. I was like, "Dang, that's
Somebody
true."
else.
I don't think I got A-Team first season. I know I got Dukes of Hazzard first season. By the way, that's gonna be a Smarch Madness one of these years. Is talking about those like we did sitcoms this time. In a couple years,
Mhm.
we're gonna do some kind of what we call those dramas. I don't know, action shows. We'll think of whatever the name is. But
We could do a
all
good
right,
Smarch Madness about like most attractive female character. That would be a good one.
Well, I'm not trying to get you in trouble, bro.
What,
know what I mean?
my wife would be competing against somebody I had a crush on when I was 6. Like it is what it is.
Yeah, just
Exactly.
all right. I mean, but honestly, I haven't thought about that too. I'm gonna tell you what next Smarch Madness is when we. By the way, when we're done with this one, because
All right.
Gandalf was helping me. All right, last matchup. Saved by the Bell, Family Ties.
When I wake up in the morning and the alarm gets out of warning, I don't think I'll ever make it on time. By the time I grab my books and I give myself a look, I'm at the corner just in time to see the bus fly by. It's alright, cause I'm saved by the bell.
And now Family Ties.
What would we do, baby, without us? What would we do, baby, without us? And there ain't no nothing we can't love each other through. What would we do, baby, without us? Sha-la-la-la.
What are you guys voting for, Gandalf?
It's a tough one. I think I'll go with "Saved by the Bell" just because it's a little upbeat. Family Ties sounds like a '70s like R&B
Too
song or
slow.
something.
Mhm.
Kind of not my thing.
Saved by the Bell.
Saved by
Alright.
the Bell. Yeah.
I love Family Ties, but I'm gonna agree with you guys and go Saved by the Bell for the clean sweep. By the way, last episode, Choey was trying to think of a song. I think it was that one right there, or "Who's the Boss" that reminds you of a song. And I incorrectly said "Sticks," and then I started thinking about it, and
Wasn't it Christopher Cross?
yeah, because I ended up
Sailor?
searching it. It was Sailing, and I sent it to Choey. I was like, "Hey, is this the song?" He's like, "Yeah, that's it." So,
Christopher
It was,
Cross, right?
oh yeah, it was Christopher
Yep.
Cross. So next week,
Which-
Smarch Madness, we're gonna have
I'm gonna
Final
look
Four
it up
and the
while you're
championship.
talking.
Okay. But next week we're gonna have the Final Four and the championship. Fresh Prince versus Cheers. Saved by the Bell versus Friends. And then we'll do like the Final Four and like I said, the championship, and it'll be the
Nice.
wrap for Smarch Madness 25. But I've liked it. Just,
So I happened to hear about him the other day. I was listening to ESPN San Antonio on the way to do some stuff in the morning.
yeah.
Did you know Christopher Cross went to Alamo Heights?
No, The
Whoa.
musician guy? No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, like he went to like high school here in San Antonio, like graduated from like Alamo Heights, is what they were saying. And I double checked it. Yeah, like he attended Alamo Heights High School and graduated in '69.
Dang.
Dang.
Nice.
That's crazy. Small world.
Is that what wasn't that Brian Adams song, The Summer of '69?
Yeah.
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 Mhm.
That was, by the way, Choey loved that. I remember you loving that Brian Adams when we had the was it not Men in Tights, Prince of Thieves, Brother Robin and
Yes,
Prince of
that
Thieves.
was a song.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so it was a good song because like every middle school dance, like you was guaranteed to dance with like any girl you walk up to. Hey, you want?
Yeah.
She want to dance? Hey, you want to dance? And then you're like, just do the little back and forth sway and try to slide your hands down. And the teacher comes by and says, "Put your hands up and separate." You're all sorry.
It's not that kind of song.
When you have both hands on shoulders and you have like a 6-foot gap, like COVID happened.
Yeah, you're like Frankenstein like this, like, and you just kind of swayed back and forth in a circle.
At least y'all were dancing. It's not like the music was playing and girls were on one side and boys were on the other, just sitting there going, I don't know what to do. But all right, Choey, you want to do our social media plug?
Yes, sir.
And then tell us what your son said about our channel, what he can do for us.
Yeah.
So follow us on Facebook, X, TikTok, YouTube at Choey and Jan, the letter CHOEY, letter NJAN at Choey and Jan, and we are on Threads and Instagram as Choey and Jan 2, and that's CHOEY, letter NJANTOO. No, so my son is 12 years old, and he followed us on TikTok. Graciously, I'm glad he did, helping us out with that. And he decided to let me know that we're kind of weak as far as the number of followers, and if he wants to give me if I want to get some suggestions from him as to how to increase our followers, because he's beating us by like 200 something people. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to listen to a 12-year-old get advice from a 12-year-old on how to do that kind of stuff. But who knows? Like, I might have to if we whenever want to monetize any of this stuff. I'm going to go back and hit him up, be like, how do you get more followers?
He replied to I don't know, would you say, I don't know if he maybe warmly, he kind of mildly likes the inebriated histories, because he'll tell Choey like, man, they're annoying or cringeworthy, but he listens to them all the time.
Yeah,
and he replied, he made a comment on one, and I commented it back, and Choey's like, hey, my son thought it was cool you commented back. I was like, that was your kid? I was like, I thought it was just some stranger. I was like, I
Good thing
knew
he
what it
left
was.
the PG.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what he
exactly.
said. He's a good thing I didn't cuss him out. I'm like, yeah, that'd have been fun to explain that to the wife. Hey, what's Jandler doing lighting our kid up on TikTok when he's doing you a favor? Sorry.
Who is this? I was like, maybe did you get out much? Do you date anybody? It's just like, yeah, it's a good thing I wasn't like being a jerk. I was just like, oh, I didn't know that's who you were. But all right, Choey, it's time to do what?
Pull the plug.
There we go.
Plug.